So for causes, there are multiple safeguards, and the way that safeguards are handled is going to be similar to the way the independent protection layers are going to be handled. They're essentially the same type of item in a risk study. But you'll see that each cause is going to have multiple different safeguards associated with it. Now, safeguards are going to be tracked separately in a separate table, because what we want to avoid is multiple copies of the same safeguard showing up in different scenarios, different deviations, different causes. We only want a safeguard to show up once and then be able to reference that one instance in multiple different locations. So now I'm going to look down here and look at the range of different safeguards that are available. So if I wanted to add a new safeguard to this cause of the production header pressure operates above 1200 psig, I simply click on the add button, and that's going to add a new blank cell. But once I start typing, you'll see that it's going to bring up a list of all of the safeguards that are already in the database. So if I've already entered the safeguard into the database, I can simply click on it and it will bring that entry from the database in. And what I'm going to show you is safeguard. When I do this, when I go into the safeguards, you'll see that there's a complete list of safeguards, and what I didn't do right then was create a new instance of an existing safeguard. So let me go back to that PHA worksheet and work with a few things that I have in here. So you'll see that there is a PT101D here, and over here, and you'll see also that it's number 6 in the list of the safeguards. And you'll see that I also have a PT101D down here where I've essentially added another copy of that same exact item in the database. Well, I don't want to do that. So what I'm going to do in this case is I'm going to add a new safeguard. I'm going to start typing PT101D. Now, I want to make sure that I'm referring to this same shutdown in this case, and that's going to be the high pressure, which is going to be the same as item 2. So when I click that in, it added that instance, so now I can go ahead and delete the PT101D that I erroneously added in. So you're going to want to keep good track of this, and I'm going to go back into the safeguards here, and now we have the ability to delete that pressure transmitter, which we didn't intend to put in there, because you'll see also over here that it is not referred to anywhere in the rest of the study. So I can go ahead and delete that item now. So there are a lot of instances where you're essentially picking something out of a list and you're going to want to be able to refer to it multiple times. The biggest case of that is going to be safeguards and IPL. So make sure that as you're doing it, in order to prevent creating multiple entries, you always watch that pop-up list and make sure that you if you've already defined that safeguard in the database, you don't create multiple entries for the same thing. Because once we get done with our PHA study, we're going to want to take those safeguards and synchronize them with Vertigo. And Vertigo is the software that's going to allow us to do the requirement specifications, the reliability calculations that will define those pieces of equipment. And we don't want to send that Vertigo database multiple copies of the same equipment. It just makes life easier when you're going downstream from your PHA study to be able to actually track and maintain all of that equipment.